question of the day I've been getting is, Harley, what do you eat on these long rides to have this superhuman stamina to ride 200 kilometers in a day with like professional cyclists who train all year long every day and ride 30,000 k's a day? How can you do this on your little vegetable intake? What's this special things you're eating? Is it some special Aztec Indian magic berry from blah 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 that sells for $100 a pound, or is it, is it a multi-level marketing canister of powdered goodness? What is it, Harley? What are you eating? I'll tell you what I'm eating when I go these long rides: dates and water. In cycling, we have a cycling jersey. It has 2 pockets or 3 pockets. In my 2 pockets, I put 15 dates in each pocket. 15 dates times 2 represents about 2,500 calories. I like to get at least 300 calories per hour, or let's just say 1 gram of carbs per kilo of body weight per hour. 1 gram of carbs per kilo of body weight per hour when I'm on the bike. So that's, for me, 65 kilos, it's about 65 grams of carbs. That's about 4 dates per hour. 30 divided by 4, we've got about 7 hours I can ride for before my glycogen is going to run out. Providing I've restored my glycogen from the previous days. I eat high carb every day. Whether I'm sitting on my ass 10 hours, 12 hours on the computer, or I'm sitting on my bicycle saddle riding with Team Garmin or Team Lotto or whoever, I'm eating the same amount of carbohydrates, definitely, because the mental focus of like staying, in control of the bike and pushing your legs up the hills and stuff like that. For me, it's the same as mental focus of like answering questions, 1,500 email comments every day, which I don't ever get back to that many, but that's how many I get a day. So I've just got this massive workload, and I eat the same amount of carbohydrates every day, regardless if I'm going out for a ride or riding on my MacBook. It's the same, man. So you've got to carb up, and that's where people make the mistake. I don't ride as much as Durian Rider. Durian Rider's super fit. He's like world-class cardio fitness. Like, I don't need to eat that much. Yes, you do. If you've got a family, if you run a business, if you've got kids, if you've got a partner, if you want to get fit, if you want to lose the weight, which means you got to get fit to do that, you got to eat a lot of carbs. You got to power in the carbs every day in every way. Fruits is going to be your best friend. But hey, man, I'll be honest with people. Rice didn't make anyone fat. Corn didn't make anyone fat. Millet didn't make anyone fat. Quinoa never made anyone fat. What makes people fat is the fat they put on their baked potato, the sour cream, the oil, the dead chicken, the cow's milk, bovine mammary excretion pus. That's what makes people fat. The oil, slap on the oil, Got to have the oil. How many fat people do you know who are like eating fruit or rice, steamed rice with broccoli, steamed rice with chickpeas and things like that? They're not eating those things. When you serve those foods to people, like, this is boring. It's like, I know it's boring for you. That's why you're so fat. That's why you're so out of shape, because you don't like eating boring food. But I'll tell you what, the boring food these Tour de France cyclists eat is rice, fruit, sports drink. Boring foods for most people, but that's what they fuel themselves on. Every meal, carb focus. Big bowls of oatmeal, fruit juice, sugary sports drinks. That's what these people are eating. Bananas, boring foods that people say, fat people say, and athletes say, well, that's not boring food, that's fuel. They're the carbohydrates I need to eat to power me up the hills. So carbs are key. So what do I prefer? I prefer fruit. And that's what I take with me on my long rides. Dates and water. No secret. I don't take any salt pills or capsules. That's my choice. I've done my testing, and I do better on low sodium intake. Some people find they do better on high sodium intake. Do the experiment for you. Go and ride your bike out in the hot sun with the world's best athletes, or go and run an ultra marathon, 100 mile or whatever. Do what works for you. If you need salt pills, you need them. If you don't, you don't. I don't. I've done it, and my body retains too much fluid. Doesn't serve a purpose for me. So it's I don't do them. What the next question would be? So we covered the salt. We covered the food, the dates. I like dates versus banana watermelon, obviously, because the dates are compact. You can just slap in the back of your jersey. You're good to go. You don't have to carry 15 bananas. I've done that before. I've carried a big chunk of watermelon in my backpack, and it's good training, but it's not very convenient if you want to be high performance. So dates are the best. Dates are the best, and ideally pit them before you eat them, and so that you have to crunch your teeth apart on the date seed. So the dates, the sugar, covered that. The water, just drinking any water I can get. Obviously prefer filtered water, clean water, water that tastes good, but I'll drink any water to avoid dehydration. Make sure you're peeing clear every 2 hours. All the pro cyclists are, we're stopping every 2 hours, pee, boop, against the side of the road. Sometimes we're peeing on our bikes if it's a race, and you gotta have a wee, you gotta pee on your bike. Don't ask me for a live demonstration. If it's raining, you just pee yourself. You just pee your pants. Ask any pro cyclist. Have you peed your pants when you're on a wet race? This is how it is, man. You gotta go to the toilet, you gotta go. I've heard of guys crapping themselves in races. You gotta get the paycheck, man, to do whatever it takes. So you can't exactly say, hey guys, I need to take a dump, can we just pull over here? Like, I know it's like the last climb and everything, and today's stage is determined by this, but I need to go to number 2, can we just like pull over? Like, nah. you can imagine what's happening. You can imagine what's happening. So I go for these long rides, and it's just, just cruising, man. Never run out of sugar. And then you can back it up day after day. And just, crank it on. So I can back up big days in the bike or back up big days in the computer. And you'll notice when people don't eat enough carbohydrates, they don't want to do big days on anything. Because you don't have the energy. You can't turn on if you don't have enough carbohydrates. You get depressed, you become a victim, your performance is going downhill, it's really shaky, your emotions are out of the place, and it sucks. You need to have enough carbohydrates every day. And people say, oh, no, it's like emotional eating. It's like, man, you're so fucking flaky that I don't know what to say. It's like when you're dealing with a drunk person, you're saying you're too drunk to drive. You can't explain it to them. You just have to take the keys and put them in your pocket and say, you can't rationalize these people. When you're dealing with people with anorexia or whatever, or carb phobia, or just, and they're like, oh, it's too much carbohydrates, it's too much calories. You can't really deal with them because in this like carbophobia coma where they're so undercarbed and glucose exhausted they can't like process it. It's like dealing with a drunk person. When you're dealing with anorexics or people like that, there's so malnutrition in the glucose realm that they just can't see the mistake they're making. It's like a person who's really dehydrated, like a child who's really dehydrated. You can't get them to drink the water. They're like, I don't want any water, I don't want any water. They're red-faced and they've got the dehydration symptoms. The thirst has gone beyond. They're just totally dehydrated, and it's like, I don't want any water. You just have to force it on them. So another topic for another video. So basically, sleep, water, sugar, man. Get enough. 10 grams of carbs per kilo body weight per day, minimum. I don't care what diet you eat. I don't care if you're eating whatever. Actually, I do care. I want you to eat healthy because I want you to feel good, look good, be good, help the planet. I do care. I lie. I don't care. I do care. So 10 grams of carbs per kilo body weight per day, minimum. Get it from your favourite sources. Fruit's my #1 preference. It's the most nutrients per calorie. It tastes good. Hard to find ripe fruit sometimes. Do your best. Run out of fruit. Eat your rice. Eat your vegan pasta. Keep it oil-free, animal-free, low salt. You're laughing. Nobody got fat from eating baked potatoes when they ran out of fruit. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. Someone was saying, one of my friends the other day, he's like quite overweight. He's going, if I can't get out of fruit, what should I eat? Just like nothing. I'm like, dude, eat baked potatoes. Oh, potatoes make you fat, Harley. And I'm like, dude, seriously, when's the last time you ate a 3-kilo bag of baked potatoes? When was the last time? He's like, oh, like, I've never done that, man. That's boring. I'm like, exactly, man. Eat boring food if you want to be non-boring. Eat boring food if you want to be non-boring. Eat basic food, man, to live at an advanced level. That sounds cool. So, it's just the myths. The fruit makes you fat. The baked potatoes make you fat. The rice will make you fat. Like, you got to focus on a lot of protein and eat a lot of fat to be lean. It's like, what the fuck? How does that work? Eat a lot of fat to be lean. I don't know about that. Eat a lot of protein to have healthy kidneys. I don't know about that. Actually, I do know about that, and that's called the Dr. Atkins Paleo Primal Low Carb Kidney Failure Diet. Look in the forums, what's happening to people eating that sort of lifestyle. Go to the hospitals. Go to your local clinic and, look what people are eating. So, enough ranting. That's the what do I eat in a day when I'm on the bike. Done. Post your questions down below and let's just fucking crank out some more videos. 2012. Let's make it happen. Carb up, hydrate up, sleep up. I'll see you next video.